Monsters in the Closet, Lies We Were Told, a short story of fear and triumph. Please enjoy. When Leo was 5, his parents first told him about the monster in the closet. They spoke in hushed tones, warning him that the creature would come if he didn't behave. Every night, as the shadows stretched across his room, Leo would lay in bed, heart pounding, staring at the closet door. His mother and father would glance at each other with satisfaction when he sat silently, ate his vegetables, and obeyed their every command. The monster was always there, lurking, ready to pounce at the slightest hint of disobedience. As Leo grew older, the warnings about the monster never faded, though his belief wavered. At 8, he cautiously opened the closet once, during the daylight hours, and found nothing. Still, the nighttime whispers persisted, so he didn't dare take chances. Better safe than sorry, he thought. It wasn't worth the risk of inviting the wrath of something he couldn't see, but was told to fear. By the time he was a teenager, Leo had started asking questions. "Why haven't I ever seen the monster?" he inquired once, only to be met with stern looks and vague answers. "You don't need to see it to know it's real," his father had replied sharply. "Just trust what we've told you." But Leo didn't trust them anymore. Not about this, and soon, not about much else. The older he got, the more their warnings felt like chains, not protection. The monster had become a tool, a way to keep him obedient, quiet, and under their control. At 18, he left home, the monster shrinking in his mind until it was a mere phantom of his childhood. The closet door, once a symbol of his deepest fear, was just wood and hinges, empty inside. He finally understood. There was never a monster. The threat had been a lie, wielded like a weapon to keep him in line, to keep him from questioning, from rebelling. As he mulled over this revelation, a new understanding dawned on him. The monster was no different from the other stories he'd been told. About God, about sin, about eternal damnation. He thought back to the fire and brimstone sermons his parents had dragged him to. The threats of punishment for not believing, for not following the rules laid out in ancient books. The stories, the fear of hell, God's wrath. They were just another version of the monster in the closet, tools of control. As Leo matured, his skepticism of the monster in the closet turned into a full rejection of the stories about God. It wasn't that he didn't believe in something beyond the physical world. He just knew it wasn't the fairy tales spun from dusty old texts. The tales of divine punishment felt as contrived as the closet monster, designed to make people, young, poor, desperate, bend under the weight of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of stepping out of line. By the time he was in his mid-20s, Leo had become outspoken, confident in his beliefs, or rather, in his disbelief. He started a YouTube channel, drawing from his own childhood experiences. Monsters in the Closet, Lies We Were Told, he called his first video. It was a hit, watched by thousands who shared similar experiences, people who had been made to fear something that wasn't real, to keep them obedient, to keep them quiet. He didn't just talk about monsters, though. He went deeper. Religion, he said, was the ultimate closet monster. Leo's channel grew, with videos exploring how religious institutions, much like his parents, used fear to indoctrinate the vulnerable, children, the poor, the sick. It was easier to control someone who was scared, easier to keep people obedient when they believed disobedience meant eternal suffering. His tagline became famous, "Be brave, bitches." Leo was no longer the boy who feared the dark. He was the man who had conquered it, and now he was on a mission to help others do the same. Religion, he argued, was just another fairy tale designed to control, to keep people from thinking for themselves, from questioning the world around them. It was time, he said, to stop living in fear of monsters that weren't there and start living in the light of truth. And the truth, as Leo saw it, was that we didn't need gods or monsters to be good people. All we needed was the courage to look inside the closet, see it was empty, and move forward with our lives, free from the shadows, free from fear.